Hello everybody, my name is Troublemaker, and we're watching some Wargame Cup match ups, and this will be my last for the day. We're going to watch a match between the NATO player, MasterofCybertron, and we're going to watch a match between the pack player, Yeth. MasterofCybertron versus Yeth. And I have actually never watched either of these players play. I have no idea what their styles are, I have no idea what they're going to do, and especially on this map. This map, has had a lot of interesting tactics. There's a lot of interesting things about this map. The first and most obvious is that you can go the central location. It's the most vulnerable to attack, and it's the one you want the most because it's the highest point value. There is, oddly enough, this 4-point chicken out approach you can use, where in fact you can get this point here, and there's also an entryway that creates a pinstring move into the closest reinforcement point for middle for the opposing team. So you see a lot of tactics involved here. Looks like a lot of Tugdiscus and tanks, and high infantry at that for Yeth. So he's going for a quality build as opposed to quantity. Of course, quantity is the general rule, and for Master of Cybertron, we see a lot of tanks, a lot of infantry mixed in, and a lot of anti-air. So a little bit of the same. And to be fair, tanks and anti-aircraft actually do very well on this map. This map has giant gaping open areas, including this River of Blood is actually a giant gaping open area. And we're going to see this very odd play by Yeth. He's going to go straight for India. And he's going to try and attack in this direction. I find that odd anyway. Maybe some people do not. And it looks like Yeth will be going for somewhat of an all-in here. He oddly enough has these Conquerors leading the way. Is this really the choice? I'm not actually sure. I've never used Conquerors. Let's see. Armor 0. These ones have armor 1. Tunguskas have armor 1. T-62s have armor 3. So maybe the T-62 should be up front. Moving on. We have... See how it's supposed to go. This is one player supposed to take this side. This player supposed to take this side. So when you see a guy coming on the opposite side that he should be taking, generally what you feel is that somebody's going for a big all-in attack, and that's probably what's going to happen. Not really sure if this Conqueror's leading the way. Like I said, I've never seen these players play, and so this could be something that's like totally awesome, and I've never heard about it. And immediately, not even worrying about the risk of an all-in, Master of Cybertron takes the middle location and will in fact get a pretty sizable point lead at this. However, there is a 1-point advantage going to Yeth, who has decided to go for a third command and a 3-command strategy. This generally works better when you take this point here, but not risking anything. There are in fact 5 rep from Moss being dropped here just in case, and it works better from taking this base because it's a higher point base. And on top of that, it's actually a nice reinforcement point to try and strike at this reinforcement point. And of course, it's an alternative strategy to hitting the strongest point, which would be the middle, which is the one that's most reinforced often. But we're going to see some slow creep ups from UAZs. T-62s are out in the open, which is mostly where they want to be. But there's lots of anti-tank weapons. There's actually a group of anti-tank gun Milans, which are some of the strongest anti-tank infantry in the game, positioned in one of these buildings, and it's actually going to start winding up. And here we go. Chieftain's MKs going to get some pot shots off on this tank, and it might be able to destroy it. Let's see. Lucky shots? No. The tank does creep away just in time. And the match has not been lit on this match yet. And also, oddly enough, we see Yeth is actually going to keep everything very grouped up, which makes him very vulnerable as well. So I have a suspicion that one of these players is about 1600, 1700. One of these players is just a flat, never played rated before. We'll have to see. Both players going for a macro strategy so far. And by macro, I mean that they're waiting for their money to build up, and they're forced to build up before they do anything. And actually, we're going to see 2 AMX OPs come out for Master of Cybertron. What units? We see lots of T-55 AM cheap tanks. These are, I think, the cheapest tanks in the game, other than the T-55 scores. Where are you value at? 30? That's not bad. I think T-55, their base is like 15. So they're very cheap tanks. They're very disposable tanks, and they're very good to mix in with your pushes to minimize the loss of actual valuable units that you don't want to lose. We can see here that Yeth is actually going to try and secure, I should say, the River Blood, and going to slowly creep up with these anti-tank guns. You don't actually see that many anti-tank infantry in this game, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that they're very expensive and very specialized. I mean, anti-tank infantry are only good against tanks. They're not good against infantry, which is a cause for concern for some people. And both players are just going to secure this riverside, and Recon has actually discovered this group of anti-tank, and if he deploys the anti-tank guns, he's going to kind of reveal his hand a bit, and MasterofCybertron will be given lots of room to respond. And here we go, a Cobra coming along the side, and a Cobra will deal with this quite well because there's really not a lot of anti-aircraft. In fact, the anti-aircraft he has 6 of them. They're all in one spot, so actually this helicopter can do some pretty significant damage if it can just get around to, like right here, where there's like a command armor with nothing guarding it at all, or like right here where there's a command armor with nothing guarding it at all. I can actually do a double steal here, take the command armor and the FOB. And actually we're going to see a third command come on the map from MasterofCybertron, and instead of going for the high point value Charlie, he's actually going to go for Alpha, it looks like. And this looks like it's just going to be a big boring ass match as 8 tanks come across the field, probably watching to deny Charlie. He's using this helicopter basically to pick off units as they approach, and it looks like both players are trying to play very statically. Cheap tanks are not a static unit, of course. And here comes another command armor for Yeth. So this can be a very high point value game, and both players are, I'd say, relatively even. We have a 5-pointer here. Whoa! Speaking of PTR faggots making a VAB move for a second, that was scary, but lost. And so we have the first major engagement goes to MasterofCybertron. We have 5, 3, that's 8, that's 10 for MasterofCybertron, and for Yeth we're seeing 2, 6, 9, 14 actually, never mind. MasterofCybertron a massive lead right now as far as points totals goes, and he's got to use these to invest in those nice high quality units. High quality units to win the battle. These cheap PTR faggots, they do a good job of, saving your butt, but when you want to make big pushes, like you want to go for those high quality units, and it looks like he's going to try and scare this Charlie location. Might want to shift over his command armor there. Not really sure. Very, very slow game. I would be surprised if this was actually someone big. And whoa, we see a lot of helicopters. In fact, 7 helicopters are going to come around the flank. There is a Flakpanzer jet powered immediately rallied in to try and help deal with this. And there are 2 AMX OPs here being pulled back into a more safe location. I'm not sure if it's safer or more safe. I think more safe sounds proper. It's death. And so these aircraft should not do too much damage. In fact, they will probably hurt Yeth more than they'll help him, especially because they don't have a recon unit with them. Usually bring a recon unit with you to help spotting. And T-62s versus Chieftains, the PTR faggots are going to reveal it via I'm going to get hit at, and this is where you want to use the fire position command. Tank destroyer is actually going to move forward. Oh no, and might get swept. Speaking of helicopters, they're going to get completely massacred. Completely and utterly massacred. Yes, they are. And they might do a little bit of damage. VAB PC getting pulled back here. That's the command armor. Flakpanzer's not quite unwinding with the Martyr Roland Dart, and they're doing significant damage already. This group of helicopters is actually falling apart at the seams, and another Flakpanzer is in range. And here we go. 5 Flakpanzers can take down all these helicopters, and there's only 3 more left. 2 more left. 1 more left. And the final helicopter will go down. Looking back at middle, he has in fact pulled his tank destroyer back. Sorry about that. So that leaves MasterofCybertron a very powerful, convincing lead. Neither player showing a very particularly great playstyle right now. And I mean, it's kind of like when you're playing against someone who's bad, you have no place to shine. If you're playing against someone good, you have a great place to shine. MasterofCybertron is playing a very good standard game. Yeth Hasn't really shown anything great. I mean, he's gone for 4 locations, which is odd. He's going for a 5th one actually. And oh my god, it's gonna go right into this group with Ref Famas, and it's gonna go down. There's actually, see, this MasterofCybertron, he sees this. He knows it's coming. He knows he has this opportunity. This is the awkward question. He knows there's a gazelle there, so he's still flying this flying helicopter here. Gregory secured. Who secures Gregory? Who secures Gregory? Oh, it was already mapped. That was. But here we go. He's going to lose a helicopter to some Rep Hamas. And this is like a very, very vulnerable unit. And he's immediately going to rally in a Tunguska. Unfortunately, he doesn't claim it first, so will it land here? And we have 2 Cobras moving in fast, wanting to snipe this, as well as 2 Flak Panzers. This commander murder cannot stay for long. And this is just a weird style. Nobody goes 5 commander murders. That's unheard of. He's rallying in some tanks as well. And immediately this helicopter is gotta lift off. Gotta get out of here, because this is not a defensible position. This is not a game where you can have this many bases successfully. And it goes down. Triaxle hit. That's my impersonation of sound effects. So, you know, it's weird because this is round 4, and I shouldn't be too critical of Yeth because he might be a higher rated player. He might have a better idea of the game than I think he does. But at this round of the tournament, you'd think that these people, and I don't mean black people, would be gone. Sorry about that, my day has been full of minor interruptions. Seeing as the holidays, let's continue in 3, 2, 1, action! So, small group of T-55s, some Tunguskas in the middle here. Might try and push with these again. And he awkwardly has a few tanks here. He could try and push in here, but it looks like some infantry are going to try and jungle. And this is a jungling location in which infantry are powerful. He might jungle through here and pick off these tanks. He also has 2 Cobras here to snipe 6 tanks. And looks like the T-55s are getting pulled back. Rockets are firing from all directions, as well as like long-range gunfire from tanks. Some of these Bradley IFVs, which I consider to be very overpowered. And here we go, like right into some Rep Famas. Picked off some Rep Famas for free, but the Cobras are going to be able to pick them off. There's just no real place for him to go with these tanks. And whoa, Gazelle pulls back and does not give vision for this Cobra. So actually, these tanks might get away. Small micro misstep here by MasterofCybertron. And it's one of these awkward scenarios like, do you know whether any of these guns shoot upward? And that's a big decider whether you should engage this. Because if it has guns that shoot upward, that could be a problem. Speaking of another command armor, it looks like we're going to see MasterofCybertron try and get a command armor, which was originally at Alpha, down here to Hotel. And he's going to actually be on 4 commands himself. Or, no, he's not. No, he's not. But he will have 3 better commands. 3, 6, 10. A little better. And yeah, 15. So he's on 4. He's on 4 commands. So he'll be about even on point gains. And there's still about 20 minutes worth left in the game. And really, there's been no attempt by MasterofCybertron to really make pushes forward. So far, he's been relying very heavily on his opponent, Yeth. Tanks are not junglers. This is kind of something that a lot of people have to get used to. Tanks are not designed to be going through jungles. They're designed for open combat fights. They have a very tiny role in a game that's loaded full of jungle, but that's the role they fit. And by jungler, I refer to the Dota term, which means that they do really well in between the maps in jungles. That's all it means. Close quarters combat. And the idea with a jungler is you want to trap units into fighting them, because this is a unit that has problems engaging units otherwise. So we do see that a flank has been built, a weird one actually, cutting the map relatively in half actually, and we just don't see this many high point games just because nobody lets it happen. And we see a Spetsnaz is actually going to be a group of Spetsnaz that can get picked off, and points totals in favor Master of Cybertron continuing to increase, and Spetsnaz gonna possibly deal some good damage to these Saracens and Fusiliers. You see a group of recon helicopters coming in from the flank here. Don't get too close, recon. Do not get too close. Oh my god, they're getting too close. Oh my god, they've gotten way too close. They actually get picked off. They're very expensive, very hard to replace, and it's an infantry all in. You see tanks coming from all directions. He's actually pulling everything up the line. T-62 over here moving up as well. And this could be the big game ender, actually. The point where Yeth realizes this is too far behind. He's got to deploy these anti-tank weapons very, very quickly, or they'll ruin their opportunity. There is infantry here which can deal with these anti-tank guns, but if he doesn't deploy them, he's also in trouble. And he's going to keep moving this group across the map, not really wanting to deploy it just yet. These are a long-range unit. They have to use it long-range. He has to deploy his infantry, and he's just not doing it. More tanks are going to rally up, run into the giant anti-tank line. T-62's mostly dead, killed by Fusiliers. There's a tank right here. No real point bringing that up, because there's not really enough tanks on the map for that. And there's this weird flank created where no one's firing. And Yeth is in a really weird position where he's kind of just funneling his units into a death line. And this is actually a funnel. A single bridge in which everyone runs through a single direction and gets killed one at a time. And now he's just going to run away. He's finally got everyone firing, and he has killed off a couple units. But he still doesn't pay back all the losses they've had so far. Bradley CFB will die. Oh my god, finally. And there's actually a little small opportunity here. If he can just cut through here, he can wipe out a lot of these anti-air weaponries and cause some significant damage. This is a high point game right now, so there should be a lot of high quality units on the map and a lot of ability to make full swings. And by full swings I mean like just getting 16 helicopters at once after destroying all the anti-air guns. So high point games are something that players generally do not favor, mostly because of how mad they become. A commander was pulled back. I don't know where it went to though. Oh, here it is, going straight back to Alpha. And here comes the tank running across the map, trying to pick up the camp. Abrams is leveling up, but it might go down, might go down, might go down. I don't know. There's a lot of smog gunfire here. It doesn't really have any effects on the map, but I like to mention it. And the T-55s are completely moved up, all firing now, finally. T-55s, of course, have very short range, and they're generally like your scrappy tank, but whoa, we have some rep from us throwing grenades in at the tanks from a side flanking location. Of course, their armor on the side is not particularly good. Look at that, only one compared to the 3 at the front. And actually, he might be able to bust through here. He's got to, at this point, go for command armor strength. So we have AMX OPs finally doing some damage to try and cause stuns. And he gets a lot of Spetsnaz here. The T-55s are by themselves now. There's actually no support. The 3 T-64s are pushed back. Lots of roading involved through morale damage. And actually, T-55s can still do damage though. There's Apaches hitting from the side, but the Martyr Rollers are not going to be useful. They're going to be expensive losses if you can get at them. But so far it's been loss after loss for Yeth. He's about 1,500 points behind, and at some point he's going to have to think, man, I really got to give up, because I'm not going to win this. That point has not hit. We see a lot of aircraft being deployed from Master of Cybertron. He's using this to pick off the odd grouping of anti-tank and anti-tank infantry and tank weapons. So Tunguska picked up by a Fusilier, not the most best trade to have. Usually the opposite is true. A Tunguska micro could kill off a Fusilier. And here we go, lots of rise patterns being pulled off. Another commander being pulled back as this small units, and here we go, a helicopter switch. And this is what I'm talking about. Something that you can only really do with high point games. Just do complete switches to the point where your opponent cannot really respond with anti-aircraft fast enough, and you'll do significant damage. And still fairly high point game here for Master of Cybertron. T-80s, T-80Bs now being rallied in. Helicopters being thrown on top of rise pads and flak panzers, and looks like they will all go down. Targeting down the flak panzer. There is a roll-in 2 here as well, which of course is the higher damaging anti-aircraft vehicle. And looks like we're running out of fuel. We have in fact run out of fuel for these T-64s, explaining why the push did not continue on. And actually, it's kind of a weird thing. There's a lot of command armors for Master of Cybertron which aren't doing anything right now. They can't. Speaking of weird side flank of T-64s, does he have this location? He does in fact have the Delta location. and there's a lot of TC force going to come for a side flank. I think at this point, the best thing for Master of Cybertron will actually be to just run away with his tank, his command armors, just hide them the best he can, because he can't lose otherwise. There's no way. It is now a 4,000 point difference in this destruction mode match, and yeah, he's just going to continue doing the strategy of rallying tanks, and I think it's just too many command armors on the map for any of this to work. Usually when you're doing like these last minute all-ins, they work really well because there might be like an isolated command or two and you can just hit them. But when it's 4 command armors, that's kind of problematic. And lots of anti-aircraft units immediately being rallied here. And command armors control and goes down. He gets 1 command armor. I'm sure Master Cybertron is crying here at this. We have 2 minutes left. Command armors being moved all over the map. There's more command armors than Yeth can kill right now, so that's the big determiner. And in fact, there's so many forces on the map that nothing he can do can matter, and he just keeps rallying helicopters, trying to go for the Hail Mary, and you know, we'd all do this. This is bait access, this is not small potatoes. Doesn't get any more kills though. So, relatively mediocre match between, as it appears, 2 mediocre players. But hey, Master Cybertron showing some potential. And we'll continue on to round 5 of the tournament. My name is Troublemaker, and this ends my broadcasting day.